Hey guys, this is Steve from Cookout Coach, and if you've been looking for a delicious beef short ribs recipe for dinner, this is the video for you. I am Steve from Cookout Coach. We're all about trying to help you take your barbecue to the next level no matter what you need. Today, we're going to be talking about beef ribs. Beef ribs are an absolutely great barbecue thing to cook when you want that briskety type feel and taste, but you don't necessarily want to cook a 20-pound packer. With the weather getting colder and changing, I thought today we'd do a recipe that was a little bit more Oktoberfesty and sort of had a German twist on it. So let's get to cooking. To begin with, I'm going to start with about 6 pounds of beef short ribs. Now, these are the beef short ribs that are cut across the bone, so we've got usually 2 or 3 bones in each section. All we're going to do to trim these today is take the fat cap off the top of it, and I'm going to cut out each individual bone so we can get a better crust around every side. Once we're all trimmed up, we're just going to go ahead and hit it with whatever seasoning you like today. I'm going to be using a little bit of Heath Row's Everyday Rub and a little bit of Heath Row's Beef Rub. You can go as heavy with the salt flavored rubs as you like on this. Beef can really handle a lot of salt, so don't be shy. While our beef ribs are soaking up our seasoning, we're going to go ahead and start our fire. And today, all we're going to do with our fire is put in one nice sized chunk of hickory smoke, because it's going to be a pretty quick cook. Hickory is a very strong smoke, and this beef can definitely handle it, so I'm looking forward to this. We're going to be cooking on the Acorn Kamado cooker today. So once our charcoal chimney is fired up, we're just going to drop it right on top of our piece of hickory and close our vents down till we get 300 degrees on the Acorn today. Once that smoke settles down to the good smoke that you want, go ahead and put your beef ribs on and let them cruise. In about 2 hours, if you take a look, your bark should be pretty well set on your beef ribs. So this is where our German twist comes in. We're going to serve these over egg noodles almost like beef stroganoff. So what I want to do now is start developing a gravy. All we're going to do is take a half-sized foil pan. We're going to add a cup of beef broth, about 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Then we'll add about 1/8 a cup of our beef rub that we used. You could use whatever seasoning you used, or if you want to break it down and just use salt, pepper, and red pepper, that's fine too. If you use the seasoning that you used on the beef ribs already, it's pretty much got all those things mixed into it, so it's just a shortcut. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of brown sugar just to take the edge off some of the saltiness. And lastly, we're going to add 1 packet of brown gravy mix. Now what this is going to do is it's going to mix with the jus that's coming off of the beef ribs, the natural beef fat, and we're going to slowly make our own gravy in this pan. It's going to be fantastic. Once that's all mixed together, just take your beef ribs and start placing them in the pan. The last thing we do before we foil this over is I have about 1/2 of a sweet onion sliced up thin on a mandolin here, and we're just going to put these over the top of the beef ribs so they can cook down, get some of that beefiness, mix in with it. It'll just be heaven. That's it, foil it up, back on the Acorn it goes. And in roughly 1.5 hours, it looks like this. Today we were probe tender at roughly 210, but whatever feels right with the probe is what you want to pull it at. If it's not ready yet, if it still feels tough, leave it on there, there's no harm there. You want to let this rest for at least 1/2 hour, and while you're resting, go ahead and get your egg noodles ready. That won't take long at all. Now I like to take the rib off of the bone and slice it up to put it over top of my noodles, but you can serve this however you like. With my short rib over top of my noodles, this is an amazing looking dish and it tastes just as awesome. Now if you need dessert to go with this dinner, join me over here in this video and I'll show you how to make an incredible apple pie on the Kamado.